Wait a minute, what am I doing? Two men and a what? Two friends from film school, one who graduated, one who did, and they decided to make a podcast. Okay, this has never been done before, right? Okay. This is Matthew and Harrison's Two Men in a Movie. It's not what it sounds like.
Suspend your disbelief and let in whimsy into your life, Matthew.
I have no whimsy. There's no whimsy in my bones, no whimsy in my blood.
Yeah,
you could tear
that.
Me down into little bits, and you would not find a single bit of whimsy.
Fix that. So, magic rules. This is a Pete Holmes thing, but do people want to talk that they grow out of the joy of magic? Nah, let yourself feel.
I mean,
wonder.
to be fair, on this podcast, I said that if a woman does a card trick, that's a way to seduce me. I am amazed by it.
There are women in Now You See Me who do card tricks.
Okay, now I'm interested. Now I'm interested.
There's one trick where Isla Fisher has to escape a water tank.
I've seen that.
You've seen that scene. She was literally drowning in that scene.
If I don't respect something, chances are I'll respect it if a woman's doing it.
Wow.
I'm what the kids call a feminist. They say,
I don't think that's what feminism
damn
is.
unky.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Damn unky with feminist is what they tell me.
The kids?
I had one of the kids say damn you unk to me in Boston. So.
Okay. Didn't you just say you were going to hunt the Epstein kids down and
but
kill
those are
them?
like I'm saying kids.
With that demo.
Kids like 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hunt someone if they are in high school. That's weird.
Agreed.
I can deal with a high schooler fine. That's a person. They
Sure,
have
they have
awareness of themselves.
I mean, kids in general are also people.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, okay, what do you mean they're not people?
Children are people.
I don't think you're a person until you're 12.
What?
So, okay, I'm on your side, Ethan. So, what are you before 12?
Something becoming a person.
Oh, okay. So, what are you defining as personhood?
Fully self-actualized.
Well, then most people are not people.
You're not fully self-actualized, bro.
So, by your own definition, the majority of the species are not people.
If you only count people who have achieved enlightenment, that's debatably no one.
No, there's people. I could make a list of people I would consider reach enlightenment.
I said debatably.
It would be a sizable list.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, me, obviously. John Brown.
He's dead.
Well, he reached it. It doesn't take it away.
Okay. Well, do you count dead people as people, but not children? Because that's double crazy.
Well, no, they were people.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
And children are people.
Well, not until they're 12.
So you think people self-actualize at 12?
I think you start having a sense of yourself at 12.
There are lots of studies.
Maybe
that show that you have a sense
self-actualize
of yourself as young as before you can talk.
Maybe
it's a little hard to tell, but there are
bad.
lots of psychological studies that believe that the ability to recognize yourself develops before the ability to speak.
I don't respect psychologists. So.
Okay.
You hate soft scientists. You've actually been on record on this show, but to piggyback back off Ethan's, my one memory as a child being 9 months old, thinking this is the world, that is an awareness of whatever.
I think you retroactively created that memory. You imagined it like a dream. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know. Are there any other soft sciences? I know I was pretty hard, so I don't trust any soft sciences. What are the other ones?
I don't know. Psychology's the big one. What was that?
Psychology, sociology.
I guess sociology. I'll give more credence to.
Why?
There's less internal psychology. No one seems to agree on anything, and everyone has their own theory on every single thing. And they're constantly, the things we were doing the last 5 years, wrong.
How do you think science generally
Yeah, that's
works?
how all of science works.
I feel the seismic shifts in chemistry took longer. There's more time in them, where it seems they're constantly just overturning everything.
Right, but that's about where we are in the if you were a person alive when Einstein was alive, you would be physicists all have their own theories and they're all constantly getting, so it's not real.
It's not. I mean, reality is a shared dream.
More than we're interpreting. and we will eventually reach another part of the process.
Reality is a shared dream. I'm not sure physics is necessary. It's only as real as we believe it to be.
Okay, you know what? Okay, yeah, that's fine.
When he gets like this, it's not worth arguing.
I have decided formally that I give up.
It's and it's not that it's not worth it in the sense that like it's not it's not that your argument is stupid. It's that it's not that your argument is stupid. It's that like you will get to a point, and I'm not saying you're there now, but you will very soon if we keep going. You will get to a point where you will just disagree to disagree, and you will start talking about shadow time and shit that
shadow time is something I actually believe in.
I think being a contrarian is fine. I just think you're annoying about it. Like, it's not that I disagree with what you're saying. It's that I don't respect your right to say it, if that makes sense.
That's okay. I don't respect anyone else's right to have their opinion, so it's we're all on even ground.
Yeah, that seems valid. That seems reasonable. I agree.
Like, when someone else expresses their opinion, I'm like, if I don't agree with it, I'm like, why are you saying that?
I agree with that. I actually do agree. Sometimes people say things, and I'm like, this wasn't worth your time or mine.
Harrison's like staring into the middle distance.
No, I'm on both of your sides. Like, I think I'm a little more willing to hear out people's opinions than either of you are, but I'm also like certain opinions I understand where it's like I respect the fact that you have your opinion. At no point do I have to respect your opinion, and it very much depends on the opinion. Obviously, like,
yeah, I mean, of course.
Like, when we disagree about a movie or whatever, that doesn't matter. But
it
like,
depends on what movie and on what grounds you disagree with it.
You know what I mean?
There are people who have disagreements on. It's not that I think they're morally bad, but they'll say dumbass shit that doesn't actually mean anything, and I'll be like, "You're wasting my time."
Sure. Do I believe that a Nazi's view on Birth of a Nation is as valid as any of us in this room?
Well, it's not even like that.
Obviously
like,
not.
Every criticism
But,
I've heard of Sinners is just bad and not worth my time or theirs.
I agree. I think it depends on there are like two criticisms of Sinners that I don't agree with, but that I don't like instantly write off the person for having that opinion. Like the people who think its second half is weaker than its first. Not that it's bad, but just that it's weaker. But like the most people who spread most opinions about Sinners that are negative, I'm just like, you're doing this in bad faith. Like, I do not respect your right to take up time in this moment.
I've heard a lot of bad film takes on Sinners. Uniquely, it's driving me. Well, also, like, I'm always operating from a space that I'm correct and everyone else is not, but it doesn't matter. So I'm always just kind of like,
I mean this in the nicest way possible. You seem like a dude who doesn't respect psychology.
I know, I don't. I told my therapist that Tuesday.
This all does make sense. You know what else is huge exciting? Not to change the topic, but the most exciting news in the world right now. It is only 29 days until in theaters we can watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Hell yeah, brother! Are we gonna try and watch it on premiere day?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet. Okay. Matthew has one request though, and it's that we go to Olive Garden beforehand, like we did last time.
Sounds great.
I need to have my
tour of Italy.
It's amazing. Like the fucking time we live in these days, right? Think about like 100 years ago. What were you eating each day? Like beans and like sausages out of a can. That was the height of your like the average person's culinary experience was canned
beans.
You think
people ate in 1925.
Yeah, beans and sausages out of a can. But today I can just go down the street and eat the entire of Italy. Everything that Italy has to offer on a plate for like $20.
You know what? I want to take a trip to go watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And I do want to say something about this. You have gone on record on this show saying it's a 4-star movie, and you're wrong.
Hey, I have gone on record saying that it is the greatest 4-star movie ever, and I will rewatch it. I will rewatch the first Five Nights at Freddy's before we see the second one, and my review may change.
It is a pretty good 6-star movie, but like I think it's perfectly mid, except the effects are good, which I think puts it at 5 going towards good. You know what I mean?
Fair.
The fact that you put The Post higher than Five Nights at Freddy's infuriates me, and I'm not a person who's like Five Nights at Freddy's is great.
The Post
effects is amazing.
Infinitely better than Five Nights at Freddy's. The Post is infinitely more watchable and better than Five Nights at Freddy's is. We're not having this conversation. The Post is nowhere near his worst movie in a world where The Terminal in 1941 exists. Like, The Post might not even be top half, and it's still better than Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't know, Bo. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a cultural phenomenon. It has Matt Pat in it.
It does. It doesn't Matt Pat have like a more prominent role in the second one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's voicing one of the animatronics now.
Nice. That's all. It's nice that he could take a break from his government job to.
Yeah, and from adapting anime into stage musicals.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear about that? He did Your Lie in April, I think, as a stage musical on the West End. He was like part of the production staff.
Did it do good?
I think it reviewed well. It moved to America. There's now a current running version of it in New York. So like,
Yeah.
it must have been pretty good.
So I know it's like a really big like Japanese thing to have like stage musicals of anime. So I wasn't sure if it had hooked in here as hard yet.
There are two different versions of Spirited Away that like a pro shot of the stage show, and they were filmed basically with the primary actress and then the understudy and released at the same time, kind of in a way that like I was talking about that Danny Boyle Frankenstein play. Have you heard the story of the Danny Boyle Frankenstein, Ethan?
No, what are you talking about?
So Danny Boyle directed on the West End an adaptation. I haven't seen it, but I think it's the most fascinating thing in the world, and I'm trying to get my hands on a copy. But he directed an adaptation of Frankenstein on the West End with Johnny Lee Miller and Benedict Cumberbatch, where they played both the monster and Frankenstein. Both actors played both parts, and they alternated nights who played what.
That's crazy.
And then, so they've recorded 2 pro shots with each of them playing the doctor and each of them playing the monster. I also think it's really interesting that he chose those 2 actors specifically because they were both playing Sherlock Holmes at the time.
Those are fascinating picks for both of those characters. Not bad necessarily, but those are not who I would peg.
I have seen clips from reviews and stuff, and they act their asses off.
Good for them.
More things should do that, where they switch the main roles back and forth.
I agree.
How to Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah.
With people.
Huh?
The lawyer. Who's the most diametrically opposed character to him? Like conceptually, not just in story. I read it like once.
The like racist judge?
Yeah, let's do with the racist judge. Or the defendant.
Well, I don't think he can be the defendant. I think To Kill a Mockingbird, it kind of matters that the defendant is black and that the lawyer is white. I think that's sort of like what it's about.
Yeah.
There are ways.
They're both mixed. Is that just like...
You know what?
Or are we bringing back blackface?
You know?
Are we like what are you talking about?
Blackface and whiteface, so it's equal.
Okay, never mind. I'm not on board. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just like a combination of like a minstrel show and white girls.
I don't want to be too woke about this or anything, but I really can't co-sign this idea.
Please introduce the show.
I just think that they both do it. It's fine.
Okay,
Welcome to the 2 Men in a Movie podcast.
I think it's worse if they both do it.
They both do it. Where each week, one man shows another man a movie he can't believe he hasn't seen. As always, I'm your racial equality spokesperson, Matthew Olenchek. Joined as always by my co-counsel.
Okay, I'll take it.
Co-husband and co-host, Harrison Poole.
We're also joined by my co-brother, Ethan Poole. How are you doing, E?
I'm doing great. Always happy to take a call from my brother where his friends start talking about blackface. This is always a great experience that I have.
But yeah, no, I just think that, I mean, I know you guys don't want to discuss this blackface, whiteface thing, but as a Romani Pole, I feel like I have some sway that you 2 white folk don't have in racial matters.
I've seen you. No, you don't.
my people were stuck in camps
Oh my god.
that my other people built, and then my other people ran, and then my other people burned. It gets really weird around the Holocaust when it comes to like what all the different parts of my family were doing. It's like, oh, we were on every side of it. Okay, cool, great.
Do you guys ever worry that your white men comedy podcast might go too close to edgy issues for your own good?
The first half, no. The first half is kind of on purpose. I've told you this, but if I let him make Come Town for like 45 minutes, he will have an intelligent discussion about the movie for about an hour.
Well, welcome to Come Town, folks. Always happy to be here.
I don't really worry about anything I ever say because I never think about what I'm saying. Like I think I described this to you, like how like I feel like most people, and this is like a rough metaphor, but there's like a brain, then like the clear tube that runs to the mouth, and people see what they're saying, and like it's just mouth on brain for me. I just say it, just comes out. I haven't thought about it. I don't recognize what I've said. I have to take a second to remember what I've said if I want to know what I said.
Yeah. So in case you're listening, if anyone's listening. In case you're listening, Mom, this is what I haven't cut. This is what I've decided is appropriate for the audience to hear.
I never listened to the episodes. I never know what you cut, but I wouldn't even know what you cut.
I'm aware.
Like I'd listen and be like, "That's everything I said."
I tell you every once in a while. Sometimes I don't tell you. Sometimes I straight up you go on some tangent and I just don't tell you I cut it.
You do give me little
like,
reviews.
I do.
He sends me little reviews of each episode after he's done editing them.
I actually want to have a conversation about that really quick. I've been on this show before, and I had a galaxy brain take, and it got cut out unceremoniously in the name of pacing. But it was a superhero take, so it works in this episode.
That does sound like something Harrison would do.
Dev Patel should be Batman in the new DCU Batman movie that James Gunn is producing.
I think neither of us disagreed with you. I truly think it was a pacing thing. I don't entirely remember why I cut that.
Silenced twice. He was really good in Monkey Man, which shows that he can be an action star, and his sort of soft boy edginess will work perfect for Bruce Wayne that is in conversation with Robert Pattinson's portrayal, but is not the exact same, or the exact same as Christian Bale. There are people who would hate it, but it's like an alternate universe things. Like, I think there's stuff you can change to make it work, you know?
Would the people who hate it for not racist reasons?
I don't know. Maybe there is some argument to be made that if he's like a generational wealth character in America, his race is important to the character. I don't know that I would make that argument.
I think it'd be that take.
I understand a person making it in good faith. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about any of that stuff, but I know there are people who do. And maybe those people should be respected in the adaptation of their favorite thing. Like, that's sort of fair.
But I have another note I'll get to later. But I also think like you can easily write it if you're going to be like they were a generational wealth. At any point in time, his ancestors could have come to America. They could have been like a very prominent rich Indian family and then came to America and like founded some kind of industry in America. Like that is a completely like realistic take that can happen.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's an Elseworld thing. Like, I think it's perfectly fine to change stuff like that. I just think I'm maybe advocating for him on behalf of the fact that Monkey Man is really good and I want to see him in more big action movies.
My previous thing that I'm taking the pin out. I think generally speaking, if you are older than 22 and you care that deeply about who plays Batman, like just admit your favorite thing is stupid. The whole world would be best if we all admit that whatever our thing is dumb. Like stand-up comedy is one of, if not my favorite thing in the world to do. And it's the stupidest thing in the world.
It's the most important thing.
People whose thing is like activism or like geopolitics.
Sure. I mean, you can do important shit, but at the same time realize...
Well, also stand-up comedy's super important. It's the last like bulwark against tyranny. It's the last voice of democracy.
No, it's a bunch of people talking about their dicks and the smoke monster from Lost.
It's the modern-day philosopher. Philosophy.
No, it's not. They're clever apes with hubris.
I think it's sort of the modern-day philosopher, But I think that doesn't account for the fact that old-timey philosophers also spend a lot of time talking about their dick and the shadow monster from Lost.
You know what? Fair. We just
Plato would just flex sometimes in arguments, which is kind of like talking about your dick.
It's the dumbest thing in the. Also, if we want to talk old-timey philosophy is the dumbest thing in the world. I don't. Just admit that everything you love is dumb, and that's awesome, and that's beautiful.
I want to hear more takes on why old-time philosophy is stupid.
Everything you love is dumb.
Why is old-time philosophy dumb? What about it's dumb? What specifically do you hate about old-time philosophy?
Ooh, maybe we should be nice to each other. Like, fucking duh. Or
that's Jesus.
Or
That's
like,
not philosophy.
Nah, that breaks down most of philosophy. Like, why should we be nice to each other? Who cares?
That's like ethics.
It doesn't
Like-
matter.
like-
Ethics and philosophy are intertwined in
It
such
is,
a way
but
that
when I'm
it's
thinking
the-
old philosophy, I'm thinking stuff like, what's the nature of existence? Like,
Who
I think
cares?
therefore I am. I don't think
that doesn't. I mean,
I don't think of
that's dumb. That
Aristotle
doesn't
being
matter.
like, or Socrates rather, not Aristotle. Socrates being like, how do I be a good person?
You've
I
never
think-
actually explained why it's dumb. You've just said you've like made a straw man that you're like about to defeat, but instead of even getting to defeat the straw man you've made, you just not it. Like you don't even
No, I'm
make a point to argue against it. You make a point and then say nuh-uh.
It's okay. I just think it's okay.
I love Ethan. I love
I
having
know.
Ethan on
Thank
the
you,
show.
genuinely. It doesn't. The nature of why we are here doesn't matter. We just are here. And it's
How do you know we're here?
because I am. Because I'm talking to you right now. And whether this is a simulation or not actually does not matter, because what we feel right now is what we believe and what we feel right now is what matters. Also,
You have this
if I shot you in the leg,
articulated
it would hurt.
philosophy.
Like
that
it,
is a philosophical perspective you are taking.
I'm fascinated by this because like there you could build a philosophy of Harrison Poole the way he views the world, because a lot of times when confronted with like the questions philosophy asks, the Harrison Poole school says either who cares, we're here, or they can do what they want, let them be them. Like that is its own like philosophy in a way. I'm sure I can attribute it to a school.
You're not against philosophy. You appear to be against people whose philosophies are slightly different than yours.
no, I'm not even against their philosophy. I just think like it doesn't matter. It's like it doesn't matter why we're here. The fact is we are here.
He loves the cave, folks. He loves living in the cave. The shadow puppets amuse him.
He's staring at the shadows and being like, "Behold a man."
Just clapping his hands.
Also, you get paid to say they got paid to be like, I think, therefore I am. That's how they paid their rent. I'm trying
You
to.
get paid to talk about your dick.
And that's stupid. That's so dumb and should be illegal. It should be illegal for me to be able to pay my utilities by talking about baby shoes. Like,
Don't worry, you're not getting closer.
This is getting this is like reminding me of some arguments I've heard from some people that like anything that isn't physical labor shouldn't be paid.
no, I don't believe that. I don't think anything should be paid. I think money shouldn't exist. But like I think the world would be a better place. I think the thing what I'm saying, or what I'm trying to say, is the world would be a better place if we stopped taking ourselves seriously, and admit that we are stupid people, and if you think you're right, you're not. I don't think I'm right. I also
So what you're saying is
Clearly, very obviously think you're right. And also,
what he's
I think
saying is that
world
the
would be
wise
a
man
better
knows
place
he knows
if we
nothing.
acknowledge that we're all stupid people, but chose to take the human endeavor seriously anyway.
You're also like quoting philosophers, like the wise man knows he knows nothing is Socrates, and you just said that. You just said philosophy.
I'm just it's
I think that the search for like meaning in life's is a very important thing for us as a species, as humans. It's something that's very important for like the human condition, is trying to figure out why things are the way they are, like what's our place in things, what is reality.
And I'm fine with figure like what is our place in the universe. That's a question we can figure out. And like whatever, y'all are adults, do what you want. But like I'm less concerned with what is reality, because it doesn't materially change what's going on.
No, but it changes people's experiences of what's going on. And also, do you think things that you are less concerned with are definitionally stupid?
I think things that I am concerned with
I'm
are
not
stupid.
arguing you should care about this. I'm arguing against your statement that caring about this is definitionally stupid.
I think that the thing that we hold closest to us only matters to us. And I don't think it all breaks down to, I don't think we should take it seriously enough most of the time to impose it on other people. And it's less like philosophy and activism and more just like your hobby. But like, if your hobby is philosophy, that's also like, that's stupid. Like, it's stupid in the same way stand-up is stupid. Like,
are you not currently imposing your own philosophy onto other people?
No, I don't care. Live your life. I don't give a shit.
But nobody actually forces you to play fucking League of Legends. They just talk about it. You're just talking about it. Like, you are doing what you would call other people enforcing onto other people. You just don't recognize it as such.
No, that's fully what I'm doing, and it's stupid.
You have the same problem as Matthew. You also just become impossible to argue with.
No, I'm not. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not arguing with you.
The same term. So it sounds like you're being consistent, but you actually very clearly believe like 5 different things right now and are picking which one you believe every sentence based on what gets you farther in this argument.
No,
this is something I've been
respect the hell out of that. I just feel the need to point out that that's what's happening.
I'm glad you bring this up, Ethan, because I feel like a lot of times he makes very similar arguments to me and then calls me out on the arguments I'm making. And I'm like, you do the same thing just about different stuff. We're just having our arguments are entirely different spaces. Like mine would be in like the Australia exhibit of the zoo, and like yours is in like the monkey house. Like they're completely different. You can't see them both at the same time, and so they seem different. But I feel like we have the same types. You argue the same way I do often.
Yeah, probably.
You can be just as impossible as I can be.
Oh, certainly, almost certainly.
You're just very polite.
Sure,
you're a polite, good, kind boy, and I'm not. So people throw rocks at me.
Who throws rocks at you?
All kinds of people, really. People, they go, oh, he's stealing the copper wire out of our walls.
What?
I'm a Romani Pole.
Anyway,
okay, bro.
I don't think that I'm a smart enough person that people should pay attention to. And so whether or not they do is not my fault. Like,
I think you should respect yourself more. Like, I don't think this is a humility thing you're doing. I think this is actually showing that you don't respect your own labor. And if you don't respect your own labor, how can you respect other people's?
No, I value what I have to say for me, but I'm not to believe that everyone on this planet should behave and think the way I am, in the way that I am and I do, is only going to set me up to be miserable.
Philosophical statement.
Sure. Absolutely.
Like, I think that's also why philosophy is important, because even if, obviously, as someone who's not super deep into philosophy, everyone experiences the tenets of philosophy. Philosophy is a study of something like intrinsic to the human condition, the way that we believe, the way we think, the way we experience the world. And through philosophy, we can better understand, even if it's not a global understanding, through someone's own, because I think philosophy is a very important thing to study, not necessarily impose, but like, you will find a philosophy that helps you better understand how you think, how you feel, how you experience the world.
Sure. But I also think, like, at the exact same time, if that's your thing, like, if your thing is studying philosophers and, like...
Well, philosophy.
Sure. If your thing is studying the philosophy of different people and, like, deciphering what they're saying and, like, trying to find, like, some whatever the correct thing is. Cool, bro. My thing is I like to talk to people into a microphone about baby shoes. And
Do you think you may be projecting that other people's things are just as stupid as your things out of a selfish desire to feel better?
no. I genuinely think that
Sorry, I just had a flashback to therapy there. That was like, do you think this? Nah.
no. I think everyone would be happier if we all admit that our thing only matters to us.
But it doesn't only matter to us. It matters to the other people it matters to. And that is the thing that really matters. Like, I think even dumb shit like stand-up comedy is very important because other people care about it. And things people care about can be used to make people's lives better.
Yeah, like the stand-up comedian just as important as the filmmaker, just as important as the artist, which is that they're providing, like, to say that just because stand-up comedies talk about your dick and baby shoes, that's why it's not important. But it's like, there's people who's like, they're kept up by the, like, oh God, like my life's everything's fucking shit right now in the world. But hey, I can go see my favorite stand-up comedian. And that is something in my life I have.
And I'm happy for you and buy tickets to my shows. And like, fuck it. Like, I'm on.
In the same way,
I'm on your
philosophy
side.
brings
That's
meaning
beautiful.
and support. It's because comedy's art. It's art and philosophy are important because they give meaning and help uplift. Without art and philosophy, life would fucking suck because it would just be labor after labor as everything gets worse around you, and you have no relief, nothing to like turn to.
And that's beautiful. I'm not saying stupid as a negative. I'm saying like admit that your thing is probably not as important as you think it is. It is important.
What is important? What is it? Because if nothing's important, then there's no differentiation. There's nothing here. Your worldview has nothing because you're saying these things aren't important.
Exactly where philosophy matters, because your inability to actually articulate why you think some things are important leads to you intellectually arguing for why real human connection doesn't matter, even though I know you believe emotionally that it does. I'm not saying you think it doesn't. I'm saying your line of reasoning leads to that conclusion, even though obviously that is not the useful thing to believe about the world.
Like, what's an important thing? What's important? Like, what should you take seriously?
Also, is human joy not a valuable thing to create?
Agree. Yes.
Then why is it stupid to create it?
I picked the wrong word, and I don't know what the right word is. I definitely picked the wrong word.
Like all arguments, if they go on long enough, it does eventually turn into a semantics battle.
Yes, I'm aware. No, 100%. I actually really enjoy this. And whether or not the audience is enjoying this, I love this.
Philosophy majors
about the audience.
Philosophy majors are going wild right now.
People who listen to your podcast, no offense.
Neither do we. No, I'm kidding. Please listen, Mom.
I have no opinion on your
shout
mother.
Out Mom, shout out Philip. I respect both of you. And also Dad, obviously.
But yes, no, we're getting to when we start arguing semantics, I picked the wrong word. It's
a lot of these arguments do devolve into sitting here as Harrison tries to find the right word that then makes the entire thing he's saying make sense.
Well, yeah, that's what all of an argument is.
Philosophical perspective.
Sure, yeah. I just think.
Therefore, you just are.
Like,
sure.
What should we take seriously?
We should. Whatever you want to take seriously.
Come on.
Take seriously whatever you want to take seriously. Like, I'm not. You just
think human attention and like caring about stuff is inherently stupid no matter what it is.
No.
That is what you are arguing currently.
No. I'm saying, like, in the silliest way possible.
No, I am saying 30 seconds of silence.
He's in his mind palace right now. You can't see it, but I can. It's projecting out of his eyes.
I'm saying I said earlier that I do my best not to project what I believe onto other people. And
then you started a podcast.
What?
And then you started a podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that a lot of people are miserable because they are trying to project their thing onto other people. And I think that if we didn't do that, we would all be happier. Whether or not the world would be better, I think it would be, but whether or not the world will be better is up for debate. But I think we as a society, as an individual and on a large scale, we would be a lot happier if we stopped trying to make everyone like make our thing someone else's thing. Whether that
that's not even almost what you said at the beginning.
I'm sure philosophy devolves into semantics, and I'm trying to find the more correct words.
I like that as a statement, but I just don't understand how it applies to like
the phrase
comedy.
like the phrase like your thing is stupid is like you're imposing your thing on someone else.
I mean, almost synonyms.
How do you impose like stand-up comedy or carving wood pelicans on someone else? Like, what things are being imposed?
That's the also thing. I don't think it's imposing. I think it's sharing why you care in a way that gets other people to care. It's connecting to people on a human level. And I think the process of doing that is actually really beautiful and valuable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I simultaneously can hold don't take yourself seriously and we as a society can like share, we are sharing parts of ourselves, like just by the nature of existing, we are sharing parts of ourselves with everyone. But at the same time, don't think that you're right on everything. And I
what
think
you are currently describing is called dialectics, and they are a branch of philosophy.
yeah, awesome. Like, cool. I started this off by trying to be like a bull in a china shop and just be not edgy, but like just trying to like bull through an argument.
Do you think
and now,
people
like,
are
we're trying to,
imposing
like,
philosophy on other people?
I mean,
Got it.
yeah.
I mean, the Nietzscheans are an outlier. It cannot be counted in a general study of like philosophy being imposed on others. But like, I don't think someone who's like really into like Milton is like, I'm going to impose this on you.
It's less it's the actual specifics don't. I hate the actual specifics don't matter. It's the your thing, whatever your thing is, matters to you. And that's beautiful. And share it with people. That's beautiful. I don't have to care about your thing any more than you have to care about my thing. And my thing necessarily isn't stand-up comedy. My thing can be fucking anything. We have a movie podcast, for God's sakes. But like...
This is very heady for the part of the podcast you called Come Town.
Sometimes Come Town does get heady.
To post that clarity, I get it. Actually, a lot of philosophical thought does happen in the 5 minutes after. That does make sense.
That's how Sartre wrote his entire all his books.
Yeah.
5 minutes at a time.
Yeah. That's how Freud wrote everything.
Well, also Freud, psychologist.
Was this podcast supposed to be funny? Because if it was, we should cut all of that and start from the beginning.
No, I think I mean, it's funny. It's whatever. The podcast is whatever the podcast is.
Okay.
My whole goal with this podcast is to be what Kevin Smith's Clerks was to me as a filmmaker. And it's, this fucking counts. Like, if this counts, I can do that.
That's awesome. And you know what? And that's beautiful. And is that not in a way imposing your thing onto other people?
But they don't have to make the thing if they don't want to.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not getting upset if they don't take what I want them to take out of this.
You know what?
That's
fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like I have what I'm trying to do, and then you do whatever you want from that.
Your real advantage in arguing is not being right. It's just having more endurance than the other guy does arguing with you. I'm an arguing sprinter, you're an arguing marathon runner. It's not that you're more right than me. It's just that I am always going to give up first.
I thought you were going to say editing privilege. We're going to listen back to this.
Yeah,
and he's going to say, like,
everything I said, make
he's
it
gonna
sound
say,
like I'm saying, you know?
He's going to say something, and we're going to be like, "You're right, Harrison. We are wrong. So smart. I am a dumb Romani Pole. I wear blackface." It's like, oh wow, man, Harrison decimated those people in that argument. Holy shit! It only took 15 minutes. Can we do the Superman? Does anyone know the Superman theme? Can we open with that?
I'll try and find
Is that it?
I'll try and find a royal.
Is that anything?
You know what? That is legally distinct enough that we can open with this.
That's Superman, right?
Yeah. The movie this week is 2025 James Gunn's Superman.
Peak. Absolute peak
Absolute
cinema.
peak.
This is the shit Scorsese was talking about. To be clear, I do know that this is the absolute opposite of the shit Scorsese was talking about.
I mean, to be fair
But
to that
this is-
point,
This is absolute cinema,
to be
bro.
fair
This
to that
is
point, as
awesome.
someone who's just so fucking tired of superhero movies, I saw this and I was like, oh, they can be good. That's right, they can.
Oh my gosh. Actually, all we needed was a symbol of hope, bro.
If you try to say something alongside making the movie, it's good.
The last time I felt this way about a superhero movie was Guardians 2, also written and directed by James Gunn.
James Gunn it was a great choice. James
Though-
Gunn's able to make.
That was a great choice. The
Make
last
it-
time I felt this way about a superhero movie, it was the Thunderbolts, but I felt like 5% that way about Thunderbolts. This is a full 110%. Like,
I will
This is
also,
all-
yeah. Sorry. What? This is a full 110%?
yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I will also say this fixes my issue with Guardians 2. My issue with Guardians 2 is that whenever he tries to make a point, he undercuts it with a joke. And he does it like 30 times in the entire movie. And there are so many times I'm watching that movie that I deeply love, by the way. Guardians 2 is my favorite Marvel
Well, that's
movie.
also just
I
the-
deeply love
That's
that
the greater
movie.
criticism of Marvel as a whole. That
Yes.
any dramatic moment they have is undercut by like a quip.
And
'Cause
I
there's
do
moments in-
partially think he's, if not responsible for Whedon's responsible for creating that. I think he is responsible for perpetuating that as long as it has.
even in like Superman, there's moments that are serious followed by a joke, but it's very
Yes.
naturalistic, real. It's real.
That's
It's
what I
like-
was going to say.
And he does it,
feels
like,
better in
4
this because they're
times.
totally in conversation with each other.
yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't undercut the emotion. It just adds depth to what you're currently feeling to make it more palatable.
Or-
it's putting sugar on the dish, but it's not overpowering.
Or in the case of the punk rock conversation, the joke is the point at the same time.
Oh my god, kindness is the real punk rock. This movie is so peak.
Also,
I know I said
yeah.
a bunch of shit about like self-actualization in the Green Knight episode. I have less to say like that about Superman. I just need to get it out there that this movie is peak. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm just glad they made him a dork.
Yeah.
He gets Superman. Superman, yeah, he's a great man, a great symbol of hope, but he's also a fucking dork.
He's a nerd he's a nerd from Kansas.
Yeah, he's not like a cool, suave guy. He's just a guy doing his best, and that's why he's good.
This is a pseudo a tangent, really not. The kindness is the new punk rock. Kindness has always been punk rock. Like that's like a defining thing
Yeah.
about punk. Is
That's
that
what he's saying.
like,
He's
no?
not
I know.
changing
I'm
the
agreeing
definition
with
of
him.
punk.
Like I'm like kind of like punk isn't just the music. Like the first rule of the pit is if someone falls, pick them up. Because that's how people get hurt and killed.
But cynical city girl don't know that.
Also, there's a video I saw after that I completely agree with. That's like, if my daughter is ever lost, I'm immediately trying to find a crust punk. Like in a big city, that's the person I'm trying to find, and I will teach her that that's the person you can trust.
See, if I lost my daughter in a big city, the first person I would try to find is my daughter.
I would tell her the first person you go to is to a crust punk.
The
Like,
first person I would try to find personally is Superman, who, as this movie does say, is a punk. So it all comes together, really.
yeah, kindness has always been punk. Punk rock is for everyone unless you're not for everyone.
James Gunn has also said that he thinks that's the line that holds the movie together. Maybe that's the real punk rock. Also, I think so much of the catharsis that you get from the "that's what you've always been wrong about me, Lex" speech is set up there most strongly.
Yes.
Like, I think it's textual everywhere else, but I think it becomes textual for a second there, which I think heightens the impact of it becoming really textual later, of him just literally pointing at a guy and explaining the ethos of the movie like it's an Aesop's fable. And it really works because that's the kind of story this is. This isn't trying to be like adult and mature and edgy to be taken seriously. It takes itself seriously and is therefore willing to be silly and go on the outward like parts of the genre because it isn't embarrassed to be what it is. And watching a movie that's embarrassed to be what it is is always going to hamper its ability to impact you.
And to an earlier point, that scene's a good example of the humor being naturalistic. Because isn't it right after that speech that Lex just gets trashed by Crypto? Or is it right?
And it's awesome.
Like, that's a good bit of humor where it's like, oh, this is real humor. It's not a quip. It's something happening that's funny. Also, it doesn't matter what he says because he's a fucking fascist. So the dog can beat him up.
He's a fucking crypto fascist. Yeah,
he's a fucking crypto fascist.
Also, in the Kindness of the Real Punk Rock speech, there's the joke where Lois says, "Oh, the mighty crab droids suck," and Clark is like, "Oh, some people really like them." And that's also like the jokes are naturalistic, like you were saying. Like,
yeah, the humor that scenes that like
because I believe Clark would say that in that moment.
His taste isn't the finest, most refined, but it's like doesn't matter.
But also the mighty crab droids suck isn't of itself not punk rock. Like her saying I was a punk rock kid and then immediately trying to undercut like his ethics of punk. I mean, not that music is ethics, but like the DIY nature of music and blah, blah, blah. But like undercutting his own view of punk is not punk. And like, I get that was on purpose, but that's a really in one line, James Gunn and Rachel Brosnahan kind of disprove her entire argument.
Also, I do want to get it out of the way really quick because it's just a side thing. But one of my favorite things around this movie happening is when it released that like, the IDF in Israel is like, this is an anti-Israel movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do you think that? Israel isn't in this movie. Why do you?
Specifically, it's a fake country. Two fake countries on purpose.
Why do you think that?
Yeah.
That's I forget the name of the person whose headline it is, so I'm sorry to them. Shout out to them. They're obviously a genius. But it's that headline of the review of this movie, Superman isn't political. We just have real supervillains now.
Yeah, it remains a topical movie just because that's just the undercurrents of what we're in.
I've probably gone on record on this podcast, but I have gone on record in life. I am a defender of Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that's such a fascinating take. And while Nicholas Hoult kind of does the more straightforward take, I really do. I like his performance the longer the movie goes. I thought he was boring in the beginning, and then when it really started to show like the cracks in his own ego, especially in that last fight, like you really got to see Nicholas Hoult like watch the character fall apart.
I feel about Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor the same way I feel about the Star Wars prequel, which is that a lot of the ideas are good on paper, but I do not like watching them on my movie screen. Like the experience of it doesn't work for me. Whereas I agree with you, Holt. I think this is an all-time supervillain performance. It's
top
as good as like the Raimi Spider-Man movie villain performances, but with a text that actually supports the incredible performance, as opposed to the actor needing to elevate it themselves.
It's really up there for Lex Luthor's too.
But I think they're both incredible.
It's like, cause before my favorite was the one from Supergirl. I thought it was a very good Lex Luthor. But like, I think this movie's so help, and it's shown a lot of interviews that James Gunn truly has like a deep understanding of the source material. And so when he's putting his own spin on things, it's coming from a place of like, I understand the character really well, so I can do things. I can add my own little flares to things. But since I understand the core of the character, it works really well.
Yes.
And like he understands every single character in this movie. Like every single character he introduces in this movie or puts in this movie, he gets. Like he understands Lex Luthor. That's who he is. He understands this is Superman. He understands that no woman can resist Jimmy Olsen. Like, I forget who, because me and Brandon were talking about, but like someone didn't believe us that we're like, no, he's like a CIA agent in the Zack Snyder movies, and he gets killed off in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have either of you seen Tromeo and Juliet? I mean, have either of you seen any of James Gunn's Troma work?
No.
Okay. It's really... interesting is so overused, but like it's the word I'm using. It's really interesting that this guy who came from like gritty, kind of purposefully shitty punk rock filmmaking goes on to make like the biggest budget punk movie.
I mean,
in
that's
the
how
world.
it always is. The people that make,
but
like,
he is like
Peter Jackson. You see Peter Jackson's first film, and then the movies he makes. Like, I think it's that thing like where it's the same thing about like adapting the characters. They really care about the medium.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is
It's
that
why
like,
putting him in
he
charge
comes
is a good
from-
idea.
Yes, he comes from punk rock indie filmmaking in that he understands like the punk rock ethic, so that like when he made this character, he like was able to put not only like the philosophy of punk, but also his own personal experience in that world, like into this character.
He also he just gets the fucking genre in a way no one else does. Like I'm like when they announce him as in charge, I'm like, I'm glad they're putting like a director, like a creative person in charge, not just like a producer type.
Yeah.
I'm really glad it's him because like Peacemaker gets like all his projects and like where he's had a bit more free space to work in without as many restrictions, like understands the genre in a way that I think has been lost, and that's why like the deluge of superhero movies have lost. Because like superhero movies aren't inherently bad. Like the fucking Spider-Mans are incredible.
Yeah.
And there's a few Marvel movies that are incredible, but they're just like so many people don't understand how to make a decent, how to use that like world in a way that like says something.
You mentioned earlier that like the nature of the superhero movie is silly. Is that what you were saying, Ethan?
Well, sort of. I was more saying that like he wasn't afraid to be silly because he took himself seriously. In the same way that there are good superhero movies that I don't think are silly. Like The Dark Knight takes itself seriously, and I think would go to a silly place if it felt like that was necessary. It just never was. But I feel like there are so many movies, especially superhero movies, that would be better if they were willing to go to that place, but they're scared. And James Gunn is willing to be silly, and he's willing to be serious, and he's willing to be sentimental, all in the same movie. So it feels like that's a complete package of like so much of what the genre is capable of.
And even the new Batman allows itself to be silly in the moments it's silly. Because, like, it's not like being haha jokey, but it's acknowledging the silliness of a man who, like, dresses up as a bat to fight crime.
See, I think that Matt Reeves' Batman is very silly in that it acknowledges that it's a man.
Well, I'm saying it's not silly,
Like-
it's not silly in the way that, like, a giant starfish monster is, but it's
Right.
still silly because it's fully embracing the fact that this is a man who dresses up as a bat to fight crime.
Yes.
And that's kind of silly.
It's not hiding that.
Yeah.
We covered that movie here. Like, I think that movie embraces what it is. It's not trying to be the Dark. I think that Matt Reeves' Batman succeeds by not trying to be the Dark Knight.
It's silly in a way because, like, in The Dark Knight, no one really ever is like, this man's dressed as a bat. But, like, you constantly see cops being like, everyone calls him a fucking freak. Like, everyone's like,
Yeah.
this guy's a fucking freak.
Well,
because
it's
he's
also the difference between 2 years in and 10 years in.
because everyone's like, oh, this man showed up. He's dressed as a bat. I'm diegetically hearing like Nirvana. What the hell's going on? This guy's so sad and wet looking.
I also think it depends on how you define silly, but I think there's an argument to be made that The People's Joker has both a silly movie and a very serious movie in it at the same time,
Yes.
very separately, and that the serious movie is just as good as the silly part.
Yes.
I would throw that in, but that's obviously an exception because of it also having the other stuff. But like, I think very separately, I think on purpose, so that you feel that tonal whiplash throughout it.
I think it's Griffin Newman, his Letterboxd review is The People's Joker is the best movie about the Joker in the same way that the Lego Batman movie is the best movie about Batman.
100%. Also, The People's Joker is very good. I just want to throw that in there. I know you guys did an episode on it, but
We did
I don't
not
want to
do that movie
superhero episode
service.
without shouting that one out.
Yeah, that's
I think
a fantastic.
It's good that indie filmmakers can make superhero movies too that are just as good.
Yeah, agreed. My one thing I actually do not like about this movie is in the action scenes. This is a technical thing, is like in the flying or in like a lot of the like high speed fighting when it switches the different frame rates and like they do a wide angle lens which distorts the face, and I just personally don't like that. I acknowledge that it's because it's trying to like look comic booky. It's trying to like look colorful and like not realistic, but as like a person who knows how the tech works, it just bothers me.
Not to argue this point too heavily because it's also not actionable, but I will say watching it on my TV last night, I recognize that a lot more than I did in theaters. Like, I
Okay.
think that's also a part of the way it feels.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I think the distortion was less intense on such a huge screen.
I've only seen it in
Okay.
theaters, and this is not something I ever picked up on.
Okay.
But I mean, lots of people are going to watch this at home. It's still a valid criticism. Like, it's on HBO. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just
Truly, that's my one like filmmakery technical like. I think it says a lot about the movie that my big issue with it is a technical issue.
I want to throw in a screenwriting thing that I think is clever, although it just won't connect to anything else. So I'm throwing it in here.
Go for it.
I think it's really smart of this movie to have two protagonists in both Superman and Lois Lane, like structurally.
Yes.
And to have Superman be a static protagonist and to have Lois Lane go through the character arc, because I think that highlights what's interesting about both characters really well. Like, Superman shouldn't have to change. His story is about changing other people by embodying his goodness. And Lois Lane, as a journalist, shows a curiosity to wants to be better that will naturally lead good-natured people to becoming better. And they both are like symbols of hope in that way. And it shows why they're perfect for each other, but also highlights what's different about them. And I think that's really good.
Yes. And I think that's a lot of people's critique of Superman is that he doesn't change, therefore he's a boring protagonist. But I think like I think the way you make him not boring is by making him the secondary protagonist or a co-lead protagonist.
Yeah, I think Lois Lane is as important to this movie as Superman is, and I think it knocks them both out of the park.
They do a good job with every like character getting like Mr. Terrific gets a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Mr. T. He's so cool.
I'm so glad they brought him.
I don't think Mr. Terrific is as important as the other two structurally, although he might be my standout. But I also think Nicholas Hoult is as important structurally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think those three, even if everything else on the movie was worse than it is, although I don't think it is, I think those three could hold it together on their own. And everything else being so good just elevates it even farther.
There's not a character's like story that I don't care about in this movie.
And I think it's interesting that Superman doesn't change internally or externally. Lois Lane's character arc is a change internally, and Lex's character arc is a change externally. Like he changes as a character when the world around him starts to change. But Lois changes because the world inside starts to change. And then Superman just doesn't change.
Yeah, and Superman's whole arc is basically him considering the question about whether or not the new information that about his parents means he should change. And the answer the movie comes up with is like, no, you got it right on the first try. None of this changes any of that.
This movie really is just a love letter to parents. Also, like,
speaking of
I'm shocked that like James Gunn's own parents aren't in this.
The best cast, the best cast Kents, we've ever gotten. We so often like who's Kevin Costner was he doesn't look like a Midwestern farmer. These people look like good. These people, I don't look at Kevin Costner and think this guy knows how to play cornhole. Yeah. These people, they love cornhole.
I love that they made Pa the emotional one.
Yeah.
That they made him the mushy little softy.
Like that's they just need everyone to know. Like I would write James Gunn a letter if I knew his home address and be like, thank you for Superman, but thank you for casting them so well. Because I'm like, okay, these actually look like just small town people who raised a baby from space and have to worry about the dog eating their cows.
Dude, this is such a love letter to good parents.
The first time they met Lois Lane is like, oh our son will be fine. Just needs sun. Yeah. He's dying. No, we've raised this guy. He just needs some sun. Let him rest for a bit. He'll be fine. He's okay. Get him some water. How are you doing? It's like, it's so Midwestern.
And then Ma just being like, don't mind him. He's just a big mushy. Like, he's just a mush.
It's so beautifully. And it carries forward with just the very authentic, goofy Midwestern Superman where he's like, why do you bring the dog? He's like, I was afraid he was going to eat the cows. God, Mr. Terrific's so like someone knows rewatching because I was rewatching his fight scene. Mm-hmm. At the end, when all the drones return to him, he does like this cowboy spin motion with his hand in a holster. Mm-hmm. Like that's the motion he programmed.
Yeah,
I love Mr. Terrific. I love the Terrifics comic series with like Plastic Man and everybody. I'm just so glad that that actor got to be a superhero that's cool and they don't like shit on the whole idea like how in a X-Men First Class he's a man who can't die who dies. Yeah. And it's like in this movie that he's a smart guy who can't do smart things. No, this character's great. He's so cool. He's probably legitimately the coolest guy in the movie. Like the traditional concept of cool. He's just this knows what to do, shows up. react, but he's not like too cool. You know, they don't make him too cool.
Yeah.
Because like he's like, holy shit, that's a flying dog. Like he's reacting as one should, and I'm like, oh, I've seen everything. I'm so cool. I'm so smart. He's like, what the hell's going on? It's a flying dog and a squiggle baby. I like that he dunks on Lex Luthor too, where he's like, hey, just does bad. He's not saying he doesn't know how to do science, that he's not smart. He just says he does bad science. He's messy.
This is not directly related, but bringing up Lex Luthor again reminded me of it, and I want to mention it. I think it's a really funny little character thing that he calls Superman the Kryptonian when he's not talking to Superman, but when he's talking to Superman, he calls him a Martian and a Venusian.
Yep.
Like he's intentionally going out of his way to disrespect him extra, even though in his day-to-day life, he not only knows he's a Kryptonian, that's how he refers to him.
Yeah. No, there's so many good little things. I like that
the
he's not,
bots
he's
being like literally anger monkeys, like in the pocket.
And he's not one dimensional.
Yeah.
The two things I like that like you add little things that add a little bit of dimension: his genuine love of this donut place,
Yes.
and the fact that in his office he has a framed picture of the monster that drives the
Mr. Handsome.
yeah, Mr. Handsome, because John Gunn's like, yeah, it's probably like one of his first science. He is a science experiment he did. He has genuine affection for his creation, so he's a picture of him. And I like that they allow themselves to have their villains be, because this is obviously the biggest the Marvel issues. The Marvel villains are very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like, oh, he's a person.
When the engineer dies, he is upset.
Yeah.
He genuinely cares for, like, when Ultraman loses, he is not only upset that he lost, but he is upset that, like, this thing he created is gone.
Yeah.
He cares about people that he can see as an extension solely of himself.
I mean, it is narcissists with their children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they do
And
love their
and
children.
That's so much more than they've allowed other Lex Luthors. Lex Luthor has like good relations with people, and you don't really see that in a lot of the other movies. He has people he talks to. If he was this weird, narcissistic, evil hermit all the time, he wouldn't be a successful businessman.
They kind of both play different sides of Eisenberg and Holt play different sides of Zuckerberg. Like,
yeah.
Of Luthor? you mean?
Luthor. Yes, but Luthor is like their Luthor are both different sides of Zuckerberg. Like they're taking
gotcha.
different aspects of him.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think Nicholas Holt's performance is so good. I get why people would follow this guy. Even though I think his ideology is evil, obviously, it's like throws you over the head with that. And obviously I'm based in Superman pill, but I get how people fall into this guy's orbit.
Yeah, because like you see, like when things, because things have been going well, things haven't ever fallen apart this bad. So when he starts having his breakdowns, it's unusual. But like when they're doing the whole opening scene and they're doing the whole fight thing, he's like amping everyone up.
Yeah.
He gets that charisma there of like people are like, oh, I work for Lex Luthor. He's a great guy.
Another character with this relatively small screen time, but who works really well, the Barabian president.
Oh, he's
just
so
the guy
good.
who's out of Donna.
He's
that
so
really like pays off. He does such a good job as that like narcissist type, but in a very different way than Holt. Like, I see why they have shared interests, but they don't feel like two versions of the same character.
Absolutely
He doesn't
not.
feel like a Lex Jr. Like he's got his own weird shit going on.
I have like two things really quick. I mean, we keep mentioning all this movie. I think every actor is the best actor in this movie.
Everyone's good.
Yeah.
No one's
Like,
bad. Even
there-
the guy who's the sports guy is fantastic.
Yes. Rachel Brosnahan is probably my favorite. Which leads me to my second thing. I love that it's early in their relationship to the point where it's not even really a relationship yet. Like it's situationship.
I like that
It's
they
like
did that
they're-
instead of like, as you were gonna say, like
Yeah.
established or starting off.
Yes.
I like that we're in the middle of it.
Yes.
Or the beginning,
like
middle, or-
her character arc, like their relationship takes place because of her character arc, and I love how those two are like so deeply connected.
Another good thing about their relationship being early, and this doesn't actually matter, but I noticed it my first watch through and it tickled my brain. In the beginning, like list, where it's like, 300 years ago, 30 years ago, 3 years ago, and then it jumps from years to weeks, like it ignores months.
Yes, I noticed that too.
But Superman and Lois Lane started dating 3 months ago. They
Yep.
say that directly. So it does slot in.
Yep.
And yeah, because in the end, it's like, how long? And Jimmy's like 3 months.
Yeah.
The fact that they all know,
Yeah.
not only means do they know they're hooking up, they know Clark is Superman.
I don't think they do, because I don't think they know Clark and Lois are looking up. I think they just think she's fucking Superman.
Either interpretation's great. I love the interpret. I always love when they're like, everyone knows.
Yeah, I think that's it,
All
that's
his
how I
close
took
people
it.
know.
Yeah, I took it as well. It also would make sense because they are professional journalists. It makes zero sense that Clark gets the best interviews with Superman every time, and that no one else has not only seen them in the same room together, but has really seen them.
Such a good Perry White too. I love a good Perry White. It's so good.
But he's got the hypno glasses.
Yeah. Also, this movie does show the like you believe that Clark Kent disguise would make people think he's not Superman.
You know what's really fun too? I learned they did camera trick that'll tickle your fancy as a camera person.
Yeah.
When he's walking into the Daily Plan in the beginning and he's really big, it's because they got small actors.
That's
Every single
awesome.
person that's seen is like under 5'10" to make him look bigger.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, no, it is. It's up there with Christopher Reeves, where they're back to like, okay, these look like these look different.
Yeah.
Especially when you throw in, as you said, the hypno glasses. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Also, James Gunn, you acknowledge the hypno glasses. Yeah, it's a silly concept. Who cares? It's Superman. He has hypno glasses. They make his face look different. How? It's science. Mr. Terrific could explain, but he won't. He never does. Also, that's the whole scene where it has one of my favorite Guy Gardner moments when he's just, again, Guy Gardner's an asshole, but like is still a hero, where he's like, I'm so close to forming a giant hammer and beating you all to death with it. He's like, yeah, that's Guy Gardner. He just gets every character. He gets every character, and every actor gets each character, and they just play every character so well. There's like no flaw character-wise in this movie.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about him yet, but Element Man works. Like,
Oh my gosh.
and another character just integrated into the mix in a way where like there are so many different people with so many deals, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. Like, he just works. He feels like a natural extension of everything else that's happened.
He feels like a man who doesn't want to be doing what he's doing, but he's like so clearly like has his one goal and everything else has to fall into place to make that happen.
Also, Mali, the falafel guy, a tragedy. I felt something while he died. Like, I cared.
And also when they don't undercut with the joke when he's like, I didn't think that would happen this early.
Yeah, because it's like, that's characterization. That dude's ghoulish. He would make a joke after he just murdered somebody.
But it's also, he is a little shocked. He's not like wink, wink, nudge, nudging. He's like, oh shit, now I have to figure out my new plan. Like, his joke is, oh fuck, this situation is fucked.
And then I do really like the line where he's like, I'm gonna kill Clark Kent. And then you see Superman crying. Because one, that's a joke for the audience, but two, it also does add to like, he is killing Clark Kent, bro. He's getting to it.
It's just such a good Lex Luthor. Like, this man's a professional hater. That's what Lex Luthor is. He just hates Superman. Like, so many villains in comic books have like big reasons to hate their enemies, right? Like, true, like they're like, it's like, oh, Sinestro has different ideologies with Green Lantern, like all this stuff, right? It's like Lex Luthor just really hates Superman. Like, he's just a character that's truly driven by just this pure form of hate. It isn't even like an evil hate. It's a very raw human hate, where he would get a bunch of monkeys to type out shitty tweets about Superman, and Superman would get really angry and upset over super shit and just be, he's like, that one really annoys me. I just like that there's a Superman that isn't too above it. Like, Henry Cavill's was like the really like godlike Superman.
Yeah.
I want the Superman who gets legitimately frustrated every time he sees hashtag super shit. Like, that's personally very upsetting to him.
He is human. It is what makes him human.
Yeah.
Like,
He's human.
It leads back to like, that's what makes me human.
That's what makes Superman Superman, and this movie gets it.
You've read American Alien, right, Ethan?
Yes.
Have you read American Alien? Okay. I think that they both work very similarly in that both of them acknowledge in different ways, but it's the human aspect of the superhero. And like, I think the reason that they're both as good as they are is that Superman is human, is Clark Kent, and Clark Kent is Superman. They are not different. They are one and the same.
Yeah.
While American Alien is like Clark is like the origin of like Clark Kent becoming Superman. They both are saying the same thing of like they're the same person. He does not live two lives. It's even like when he's getting in the first interview when he's getting upset with Lois when she's like being the reporter and he doesn't know which one he is right now, like because he's both of them, because like do I answer as Clark or do I answer as Superman, and I can't separate them. I'm answering as both.
Yeah, because the thing is like he's trying to do a Superman thing, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, like I'm trying to keep them separate, and then I'm also hurt as your boyfriend. Like Lois, fucking like stop. Like I don't separate us. You stop separating us. I think that's like what that.
Yeah,
scene is.
the only separation for Superman literally is, well, I want a secret identity so Lex Luthor doesn't blow up my house.
Yeah,
it's not like a Batman thing where there's like discussion like who's the real Bruce Wayne. It's like no, this is literally it's like the same way like the Flash or people like that where it's like no, it's just a costume I put on so people don't try to kill me while I'm at home. Or how with the debate isn't there because he's not an alien, but like Spider-Man's always Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's not like, oh, I take off the costume, I'm a different person. No, you put it on because you fight supervillains.
But almost in the exact opposite. I mean, the Tom Holland does a good job of mixing the two, but almost in the exact opposite in that, like, I think the more important identity for Spider-Man is Spider-Man, and I think the more important identity for Superman is Clark Kent.
I get what you're saying. Also, not to harp too much on this because I don't think it actually matters, but I think it makes the Clark Kent they don't figure it out thing makes perfect sense to some extent because it's not a question they're trying to answer. Like I guarantee you in universe there's like a Wikipedia page about Superman that says his real name is Kal-El and he lives in Antarctica or whatever. Like I don't think people are looking for the real Superman because he's a symbol who inspires us to be better and the whole conflict of this movie, the like two things happening at once at the end, like at the climax, is solved because Superman has inspired other people to take up the cause, so it doesn't have to just be him. Because Superman is the connection between everybody, but he's also just this one guy that's in a really good 2-hour movie that's like if a Saturday morning cartoon was how it felt as a child. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like how I saw a post where it's like you're right, because no one's ever going to be looking for that connection. Like how do you not know Bruce Wayne's Batman? It's like, well, if I see someone's like, if I was out and about and I saw some like guy dressed as a bat jump down and like beat the shit out of like a bunch of criminals, I wouldn't be like, you know what? That's probably like Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah. Also, Batman and Bruce Wayne have been in the same room a bunch of times in canon, so it does sort of make sense.
Yeah.
I know it's somebody else under the mask and all those times, but like, why would they know that? You know what I mean?
I mentioned earlier jumping in the middle of the Lois and Clark relationship. I love that it drops in the middle of Superman being Superman.
Yeah.
This isn't like the superhero, the Justice Gang coming from the sky isn't weird to anyone anymore. Like yes, they wouldn't be trying to find his identity, but like you were saying, that it's so like inane at this point.
This is a world that these people exist.
Who cares where Superman sleeps at night?
Yeah.
What is important is that when we raise the flag, he comes to help.
Yeah, like if I'm about to like be stepped on by a giant monster and Superman saves me, I'm all like, what's he doing outside of this?
He saves you and he saves the squirrel. Incredible scene that screen testers wanted cut out of the movie, and James Gunn almost capitulated. And then he saw a cut of that fight without the squirrel scene in it, and he was like, "Nah, you gotta add that shit back in. That was awesome.
That's perfect. That he's the smallest thing is important to him. Oh my god, it's
like the two superheroes
no seeming casualties to that fight until the Justice Gang show up because they don't value safety equally to beating the monster, but he does.
It's the two superheroes you want if you're a criminal stopping you, like the Flash or Superman, because they're nice to you. And that's what he gets through in this, is that like he's a nice guy.
Kindness is the real punk
Yeah,
rock.
if you're just a dude doing a crime and Superman shows up, you're gonna be like, oh shucks, dude, I'm sorry. I think I said after I watched this movie that the highest compliment I can give this movie is it made me want to be a good person until I went to sleep and reset, as I always do. I sleep off everything, every emotion I have. I wake up tired, but new, like a babe from a womb.
Also, I don't want to harp on this too much, but I think it's really good at this point for this movie to have an example of positive masculinity that is taken seriously as a man, in part because he cares about and protects other people, and not in like lording power over other people.
Yeah. I love that almost every single point we make about this movie can go back to kindness is the real punk rock. I love that that's the fucking theme of this movie. It's
movie
like
with a thesis, it knows what it's saying.
Kindness is the real punk rock, and we are kind because of good parents. Like, it's so simple and so inane, yet so fucking beautiful and profound. Like,
We only get one moment where it steps away from that, and it isn't even that big of an issue. Is when Hawkgirl just straight up murders the leader of a country.
I like that scene.
I love
But
it
even
so
then-
much too.
even then, that's preventing. That's like, punk rock is for everyone unless you're not for everyone. That's not explicitly stated, but that is a rule of punk rock.
And I like that the
Like-
movie doesn't necessarily like condemn her for it either.
No.
You know? Because like Superman would be like, hey, you probably shouldn't have killed him. But like Superman's not a guy who's going to be like yelly and angry at
No.
you. He's not going to like try to like beat it into you. He just wants you to do better.
Yeah, she does a really good job. Another character I want to shout out, because I think he's another example of someone who does such a good job with so little. The Secretary of Defense in all those like meeting scenes.
Yeah, the
I
like
think
2-3
every
scenes
single
is
line
in.
he hits, he just knocks it out of the fucking park.
Yeah.
Oh my
Especially
God.
right at the end where he's like, glad you're not worried about the metahumans, Vic. They're the ones calling the shots now. I'm like, oh, damn. There are people like in this universe with different perspectives on this than the one I have as the audience. Like, it feels naturalistic in that way.
And it's also naturalistic in the way that is the big debate of the superhero medium, you know.
It's what Civil War tried to do
It's what Civil War tried to do, which is
and doesn't
Superman-
succeed at.
and
Superman makes
it's
the
a,
argument Cap is trying to make better than that movie ever actually lets Cap make it.
and
Yes.
both sides have good points. Like
Yes.
neither side's wrong.
Yes, when in the interview, when he's just straight up, he was killing them,
Yeah,
and we both know
people were going to die.
Yeah. And when he's like, and we both know that he's not operating under good intentions. Don't bullshit me right now. And she's like, I agree with you, but unfortunately, as a journalist, like, I have to think of this, like, not objectively, but like from the journalistic standpoint. Like,
You have to actually be able to prove something to know it as a journalist.
But it's also
You
what
can't
the,
just know it.
it is what the superhero kind of represents, which is it's the hope. It's the hope that people have that like situations that you can't do anything. You hope and you wish that there was this good person who had power. I was watching an interview with Mike Pondsmith, the guy who originally made the Cyberpunk game, like tabletop game, and he was saying that like the reason why in Cyberpunk it's like you're not a superhero. You can save things, you can save the day, but you save your people. You save like your world. You can't save the world. You can't win and save everything. But that's what the superhero represents, is that we like, everyone wants, in universe and in our universe, we all wish that there was like a Superman where it's like all these terrible things are happening. I wish that there was a good person who would come along and had the power just to fix it and just stop people from dying.
That's the thing that I think works so much about this, and why it works as associating him with punk. That like we forget about this because he's been an icon for so long. But Superman is a subversive character.
Yeah.
The default version of guy gets a lot of power is a cautionary tale about how having power inherently makes you evil. Superman is like a bold, subversive character to be like, no, it is okay to wish for power that helps people, and that even if it's naive or childish, that is the world we should live in.
And he's
Whereas
subversive
all
too.
The power that exists is used to protect and to defend and to uplift.
He's subversive too, and you see it in the better writers where it's like he's good, like you said, like he's just a good person. Like the best Superman ones are the ones where it's like he's going like oh super, like he goes against the cops. He goes against governments. He goes against the U.S. government. Like, yeah, he's for the American way. But the way a good Captain America is when the government's bad, he's going to be like, no. Like, he'll break the law and, like, get people out of cages because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
We shouted out American Alien earlier, and it is good, but I get why a person might not want to read it because of Max Landis' whole deal.
Yes.
So, a Superman comic that I will actually, if you want more like this, about him being good and uplifting people, and it being like sort of about society and culture, but all of its comments are like basic in a way that are like profound. I highly recommend Superman Smashes the Klan.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
so
a good one.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. This movie's great. Any? Do we have any more thoughts before we move on to final thoughts?
So you're asking for final thoughts before we go to final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm at like, do we want to? I'm asking, do we want to wrap up, or do we have more to say?
Another one little other thing to shout out, because we always like to shout out how every little character is good. Alan Tudyk as Gary the robot.
So good.
Great. Works perfect.
Yeah.
What an amazing performance.
I'm sure you all know this. Did you know his line, so like, four's a name, so's Gary, was improv, and it made James Gunn laugh so hard that he kept it in the movie?
Yeah, it's incredible. And then they credit him in the credits as Gary.
Yeah, I saw and he calls him Gary at the end.
Yeah.
I saw the blooper where he did that for the first time, and everyone said it's broke, and they had to redo it because it's just such a good improv bit.
If Superman has an internal change at all in this movie, it's him realizing who his parents were, like, all along.
Yeah.
But even then he knows it. But like, it's the showing of like the message, it soothes him, and they show the message from his Kryptonian parents, and then at the end it soothes him and it shows the message of Ma and Pa Kent.
Speaking of his Kryptonian parents, it's something I really like, because so many movies would go into this, is that none of the other superheroes are like, he's bad. Even like Guy Gardner says, look, is he here to conquer us? No, probably not. Like, I like how like none of the other people, and like he gives them the privacy to have a conversation. I like how they didn't go to the easy thing where like all the Justice gang turns against him. No, they're all like, it's a complicated situation.
It's a complicated situation in that, but they're also just like, it's complicated because red tape.
Yeah.
It's not complicated because
it's
we think it's complicated.
It's a reasonable argument that isn't them like, oh, actually Superman's evil. It's like, he's not. But
then for all of them, when push actually comes to shove and they see that people are about to die and that they are crying out for Superman, they know that they can't stand by because Superman wins. He has inspired them to go above and beyond that red tape, and he elevates other heroes to be the best versions of themselves. And let's Hawkgirl kill the fucking dictator. It's awesome.
Also, there's a multi-billionaire that pays them. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
we live in oligarchy.
James brother, it's sick.
Yeah, I like that he's subverting that character, because like it's so often it's the character is like evil in the comics or turns evil. He's like, no, he's just kind of a shitty guy because he's rich, but he's not like evil. And I just like that he's not doing all the cliches. I just like that it's like, oh, actually they're evil. Their corporate overlord's evil. It's like, nah, we do that all the time. Let's just do something different for once.
Yeah, honestly, this movie's great. That seems like unless you have anything else, that seems like a good enough place to end this. Yeah, are you happy with this, Ethan?
Yes. Final thing to say, even if you think you don't like superhero movies, this one is worth giving a try.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself. This movie rules. This movie rips. This movie rules. I love it.
If you ask me, if I think Doomsday's gonna fail, I'll clap my hands with glee and say yes, because I'm so sick of the deluge of superhero movies. Go see this one. Go support this universe, because they're making movies set in a superhero world.
I didn't see this movie in theaters because I was sick of superhero movies, and I regret not seeing this in theaters.
It's not a superhero movie. It's a movie set in a superhero world.
Yeah.
It's a story set in a genre, which is how you make good movies.
Well, it's literally a human movie. Yeah. It's like it's literally a movie about superheroes being human and how kindness is the true punk rock. Yeah. Do you want to do socials?
Yeah, I can do socials. If you want to send us any Eve X Matthew. I'm skipping the X reader at this point. I mean, It's for me. If I can pretend like I'm going to post this for other people to enjoy. How much was I charging for the Quora?
10.
Or I'm gonna do 5 for this because there is X Reader Eve, but there's it's not like there's only more Eve, whatever the fuck. But yeah, if you want to send some of that my way, you can send that to our official show email. What a crazy thing I ask each week. It just isn't hitting me how insane it is that I'm like, write shipping stories about me and this character and I'll pay you. Send it to our show's email. 2-Man Movie Podcast. Huh?
Has anyone sent any?
No, I'm not joking. I will send you the money. I throw money out on silly things all the time. I have no concept of it. Make money. Prices are going up. Groceries going up. Gas going up. Make your cash. Multiple streams of revenue. 2menmoviepodcast@gmail.com. If you want to see our YouTube, it's 2Men and a Movie Podcast @gmail.com. If we get enough fan fictions, I'll post a reading series there.
Am I reading anything with you, or are you
You're reading them
to
to me.
Oh, I'm reading them to
You're
you?
reading. Yeah, you're
See,
reading.
I thought you were reading
No,
them
you're
to
reading.
me.
I'm sitting on the ground, happy, listening to you read a story about me being in a relationship with a fictional woman.
That's 2 Men and a Movie on YouTube.
Yeah. You can find our Instagram at 2Men and a Movie, or just 2Men Movie Podcast. You can find links to various things there, such as our merch store, where you can get our world famous Marvin the Movie Walrus t-shirt.
He gives this movie 2 fins
He gives
up.
it 2 fins up, the maximum he can get. Like 3 fins. He's one on his feet.
Sure, he gives this movie
3 fins up. Arf, arf. That's how the noise walruses make. They whistle. If you want to find me and my personal, just very sedate 30-year-old life of painting miniatures and occasionally going to something, you can find me at Midwest_magician on Instagram.
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Lemonade at harrisonpool.com, HARRISONPOOLEDOTCOM, harrisonpool.com. Or you can find me on Letterboxd at HDPOOLE124. Where can they find you, Ethan?
You can find me on Letterboxd at EKPOOLE.
Anything else you want to plug?
No, I'm good.
Do you want any X-Reader fan fictions about you and another character?
No,
I'll pay for
but I
them.
would like to throw out. I would like to add in Lois Lane X Matthew fanfiction. I
Yeah,
don't want to
you are
but I
right.
want to throw that one into the ring. Matthew will give you $3 for that.
I'll give you 5 for that. That's also. I only ever do 1. I mean, you could do Supergirl. You could do Lois Lane. You could do. There's so many just wonderfully strong, well-written women in this movie.
Thank you so much to Tristan Hostetter for our theme music. Make sure you check out his bands Tonight with Vince and Natural Health. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Ethan, for dealing with this.
Always a pleasure.
Just the idea of you reading a story to me about Lois Lane smooching me.
Tune in next week for whatever happens. If you send that story, that might be if not the cold open, that might be the whole first half.
We will read it, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. So long and good night.
Hugs and kisses.
This is Matthew and Harrison's 2 Men in a Movie. It's not what it sounds like.